This box showed up this month, and I did not know where it came from. Because on the return address it says Pine Ridge Industries. And I was like, Pine Ridge Industries, what's that? So I crack it open, and lo and behold, Warriors Tackle Supply. And I was like, well, why'd they put it in this? Because they've got their lures in their standard size box, but they've got 2 other lures this month that don't fit in the box. So that's why they did this. Interesting. You guys know I have canceled my Warriors subscription. I don't know when my last box is coming. This could be it. But it's the very 1st of May. This is probably the April box, be my guess. It came the last part of April. It actually came about 2 weeks ago, and then I had to go out of town. So I'm just cracking it open now. Let me show you, before I open this, the other 2 baits that came. And this one really, really intrigues me. It's by Chase Baits. The ultimate squid. Check that crazy looking lure out. This is called Nitro Color. And look at that thing. It's got it looks like a solid body here, and then it's got, you know, I don't know what you call these things on a squid, little flappers. And then it's got tentacles below, and then it's got even longer tentacle. I mean, this thing looks amazing. And look at the pattern. This is the pattern on the back. This is the pattern on the front. This is just exotic, crazy looking, and I have got to fish with this thing. I got to try it out. And this is one of the interesting things about old school Warriors tackle box. They used to provide you with cool stuff like this, where you said, dude, not something I'd fish every day, but it's so crazy, so different, so unique, I got to try it. You know, and then the next month it's a load of junk. So I don't know, it's surprising. So let's see if this month ends up being really good or bad or in between. But so far I'm liking this Chase Bait Squid, the ultimate squid. Then they've got a Warriors Tackle brand Chatterbait, which is crazy because they call it the Buzz Bait. And I'm even going to show you here. The Buzz Bait. And guess what, Mr. Bass crew? They're back to their color codes. Have no idea what a C57 is, but that's the color. C57 for this Warriors Chatterbait that they call a Buzz Bait. What kind of logic? Calling a bladed jig, a vibrating jig, a Buzz Bait. This is not a Buzz Bait. We all know what a Buzz Bait is. This is not a Buzz Bait. This is a Chatterbait. You get this card, and this is kind of what the Pine Ridge Industries thing is about. Apparently, Warriors Tackle Supply is working with Pine Ridge Industries to help support people with disabilities. And they're working in a real job producing the lures for these boxes. So that's kind of a cool deal. And as they have been stating, Warriors Tackle Supply, the goal for Warriors is that they're going to be producing all Warriors baits, or I guess mostly Warriors baits, because they've already got a Chase Baits brand product in this month. But that Buzz Bait was a Warriors brand. We've got a Spinnerbait in here that's also a Warriors brand. It's got a VMC hook. It's 1/2 ounce. It's got a couple of willow leaf blades, nickel, silver, whatever you want to call it. And the color is AO2. Boy, that AO2 is one of my favorites. This spinnerbait almost looks like a finesse spinnerbait. It's got a very tiny hook. And these willow leaf blades are tiny. That doesn't excite me a whole lot. Then they've got a Warriors Ribbit Frog. This is a basically, it looks like a hollow-bodied frog. It's got 2 hooks in it. And it's 2.4 inches long. And, you know, I would call this like a bullfrog color or something like that. So just what is the color? It's, of course, James Bond 007. That's what this color is. Makes perfect sense. All right, then we've got the D12 crankbait. This is a big crankbait. It dies 12 to 14 feet. And this I would call Chartreuse with a black back. That's really what color I would call it. And its color 005. Right on, the 005 color. Crazy. And the last is a pretty cool looking little Bitsy crank. Check that out. Again, Warriors Tackle brand. That is like a bright chartreuse, little bitty crankbait. I actually really like the look of this Bitsy crank. And what color do you think this is? It's color M66. Of course. Why don't these guys that make these boxes think about what the anglers want and need? We need colors. Of course, I could say, well, I'll just remember that this is the M66, and if I really love it, I'm going to go to Warriors' website and see if I can buy more M66 crankbaits. See, doesn't quite hold water, does it? But anyway, I wouldn't call this terrible. I don't know what the quality of the Warriors baits are. I know that there are really only a handful of companies that make lures in the entire United States. It's very possible that the company that's making the Warriors baits is the same company that makes your favorite lure. So I wouldn't throw the baby out with the bathwater here. But I don't get super excited about these Warriors lures, but just take it with a grain of salt. Hope that was helpful and informative. If it was, please consider subscribing to the channel. Smash that like button. And until next time, this is Mr. Bass. Happy fishing.